Holy crap, my last video did great. I had no idea it would be this good. I should probably get around to now talk about Serious Sam.
Yo, man! Congratulations on the video! I knew that shit would pop off! So proud of you, kid!
Jesus, Deadpool? Why the fuck are you here? How are you here? How'd you know I lived here?
Never mind about that. I'm here to make a proposition that will aid us both. You're an upcoming reviewer. My movie came out a bit ago, and I have a video game that's been popping since the movie hit theaters.
I mean, I'm honored you came to me and all, but I was already planning on covering something else.
I think you should consider covering my game, otherwise this conversation could go in a different way, and things might get blown out of proportion.
Well, I guess I'm covering Deadpool, folks. Hope y'all enjoy it.
Oh, you do that too?
I like Deadpool. I think the Merc with the Mouth is a very cool comic book superhero, or anti-hero I suppose. He is violent, disgusting, funny, and charming, but when time calls, he can get serious. I'm not much of a comic book nerd, however as a kid, I grew up watching Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, a lot of cartoons around Marvel or DC characters. Deadpool, I just learned about the character around 2013 when the video game for the character came out. Maybe I had seen him in Wolverine Origins first, but we don't talk about that one. I was still in middle school around that time, so during recess, classmates of mine that I used to hang out with brought it up to me, saying that Deadpool is now their favorite superhero. He is badass, he does not die, kills people, he has the best one-liners, he's perfect. As a kid I was like, damn, a perfect, flawless superhero. The hell is Marvel smoking? Then the game came out, I saw Radbrad play it because I didn't ask my parents to get me a game I didn't know much about. And what I had saw looked awesome, but I had never asked my parents to buy it for me. Because I chose to power on PC and play with keyboard and mouse, and I thought it was an awesome game. It made me a fan. I heard it later got delisted but had a remaster for PS4 and Xbox One around the time the first movie came out. That's very dope and all. But then it got delisted again and never saw the light of day anywhere. It wasn't until like when the new Deadpool and Wolverine movie came out that I remembered the game existed, and I remember it because a friend of mine brought it to my attention that it's being scalped to oblivion on eBay. Like, seriously, who the hell will pay this much for the Deadpool video game? Are you people insane? Actually no, I forgot for a sec what we're talking about here. So with that little piece of info in mind, I chose to revisit the game. I downloaded it on PC and chose to revisit the game after basically 10 years of not touching it. And before any of you type, you bought this game on PC? No, I pirated, just like I did all those years ago. Isn't it illegal? No. Game's been delisted and there is no legal way of obtaining it from any actual retailer, and I'm not gonna spend an outlandish amount of money on a used copy from a game of 2013. That essentially makes the game abandonware. What? Don't know what that is? Look it up and draw your own conclusions around it. I'm not giving my money to any of these jackasses for a delisted game, so I don't want to hear it from any of you fans.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! You can't say that! Are you nuts? You'll get purged from YouTube if you say it, and most importantly, you will get cancelled!
Oh shit, yeah, you're right. Nice save. I almost forgot my place while talking about this. I just get so worked up over it.
No prob, bro. Review can't be seen if you're banned off the platform. Wait, I just realized something.
What's that?
You're using AI to generate these panels we're interacting in. You stingy son of a bitch. Instead of you getting worked up over scalpers online, why don't you work on getting an actual artist to draw your panels? Stop being a cheap ass.
So we meet our hero and he's looking into making his own game while talking to the voices in his head. And this is where we learn that he likes to break the fourth wall. How so? By literally contacting the devs that made the actual game in the first place. Yeah, Deadpool contacts High Moon Studios, and after being initially denied, Deadpool showed how persuasive he can be.
He said no! That was our chance to be in our own video game!
Maybe we shouldn't have written the proposal in crayon.
Relax.
You know he's gonna call back.
Oh yeah, because of the...
Deadpool! Hey, it's Peter. You know, dickhead. Remember when I called you earlier and told you no? I'm such a joker, because I meant yes, of course.
We get our green light and get told our script is on the way.
Script?
Anyway, Deadpool. Who is Deadpool? Thankfully for me, the game has the synopsis for it.
Deadpool, branded as both hero and villain,
Deadpool was once a badass mercenary named Wade Wilson. After being recruited into the Weapon X program, Wade was subjected to experiments that gave him awesome regenerative powers and drove him batshit crazy. Today, the Merc with a mouth travels the globe in search of fortune and chimichangas.
After that brief introduction, we get to explore the apartment. I want to point out this cutscene first, which I think just loses its punchline due to the lack of achievements/trophies.
No superhuman strength and...
Click. Hey, what's that? You guys tracking my every move now? But I haven't even accomplished anything in this game yet. And there's another one.
We explore the apartment for some gags, which also are used to showcase a bit of Deadpool's personality.
What's in here? Ooh, yeah. Haha, there we go. Now we're talking. Much more realistic. Fine, you asked for this. Hundreds of... Oh! Oh, you gotta love the ones that make you sweat.
I also want to point out that Nolan North's voice fits Deadpool like a glove.
Nolan, hey, what's up, buddy? We're making a game about me. Gotta have you do the VO, man. I mean, see, here's the thing. People tell me we sound alike.
That sounds awesome, Deadpool. Listen, I had a different take on it. Maybe we just make you, maybe it's an alternative type of Deadpool. It's somebody that's like, forget the boobs. Let's just go for pecs. Pecs and biceps. Forget girls. Why don't you just contact my agent for the booking and we'll see what we can do.
He's so in.
Look, Deadpool,
Yeah, well, fuck you, Nolan.
Meanwhile, the doorbell rings. We get a package and it's shown to be the script the head from High Moon mentioned, and then the story from the game actually starts.
Not sure the player understands our thinking
Hey,
yet.
player, just go with it. We're about to change your fucking life.
Bring the noise!
The story of the game starts with Deadpool trying to fulfill his contract. As a mercenary, Deadpool makes a living by killing or capturing people, and his target goes by the name Chance White. You start from the sewers, and Deadpool shoots out an inflatable bouncy castle. This is where the tutorial takes place. You learn how to play, get a feel for the combat and shooting, progression system, and how you can level up your Deadpool, and the other types of weapons you can buy. And that's it, basically. It's a very simple combat system with little variety in the movements. You can get various types of melee weapons ranging from your default swords, the little Tai-Sai knives that I never got around to buy for this playthrough, and sledgehammers, which are my personal favorite melee weapons. These things, once you upgrade them, they become so much fun to use. The damage output is great, the combos can be so easily well stringed. It feels awesome. That's not to say that the swords are bad, far from it. They are also fun to use. The hammers are just better. Switching to fire weapons, you have your pistols, shotguns, SMGs, and rifles. Pistols are your default first firearms you start with, and they are just serviceable. Even when upgraded, they are just alright. Shotguns are amazing, and when upgraded, they do big damage in close quarters. SMGs are very good, they're like the pistols, but do more damage and have more range. Rifles, I sadly never bought them. I chose to upgrade my inventory and Deadpool stats instead. You upgrade stuff with the points you find scattered in the levels, or by making high combos during combat that reward you with more points to spend on Deadpool. At first you're in the sewers, you only see the default normal goons, but when you reach the building where your target is, you slowly start to see different types of enemies to change up the gameplay. You get these big, muscular enemies that are slow but have more health and do more damage, and later on in the game you find enemies that can fly and attack you from the air. But going back to the story, like I mentioned, you make your way through the sewers and reach the building.
Phew! That's what happens when you mix C4 with a bean burrito. Now be honest, I'm not the only one with a little bit of shit in their pants right now, am I?
You fight a few henchmen at the reception, and this is where I noticed that when Deadpool gets damaged, you notice his injuries with his suit being torn and shredded, and his skin showing with bloodstains lingering from it. And I also find it cool that because of his regen abilities, as your health slowly gets back up, your suit also gets restored. Reminds me of Wolverine Origins. The power gets shut down, you restore it, and take the elevator up the building.
Damn!
You can't sing.
Crazy. I'm crazy for feeling so lonely. See? He's like an angel.
I wonder if that will get me copyrighted. Fuck it, I'm keeping it anyways. Elevator stops midway, you gotta climb up the remaining floors by foot, kill more goons along the way, rack up those points to level up and unlock stuff, avoid getting shot to death by the helicopter, and when you reach the helipad on the roof of the building, you finally manage to hijack the helicopter and go on a very short but satisfying turret section where you just mow down enemies.
No, wait.
Hell yes! Hey, we're flying!
We cannot fly.
Well, it is good to have dreams.
Dreams, yes. Delusions?
Yeah! You know what else is good to have? Skills.
After that, you fight your first brute enemy, take possession of his weapon, kill more goons and another brute, and finally reach Chance.
How much C4 is this gonna take? It's no more than 20 ounces.
What? Oh, I hate the metric system. How much in American?
Let's see. Carry the 7...
Dude, fuck math. Just use all of it.
You punch him out the window, go down with him while still punching him, and you both land on the inflatable castle. Deadpool gets lost in his fourth wall rambling with the guy from High Moon regarding the budget, and his contract gets taken from him in the meantime. You chase after him, see a cute Legend of Zelda nod, you resume the sewer chase and get intercepted by the other villains trying to retrieve Mr. White. I had never heard of these villains, which the game accurately calls them D-tier villains, and I think she only has super strength or like sound barrier powers that make her strong? I don't know really. You fight her in the never-ending falling platform, and after you're done clapping your cheeks, the fight ends with both of you being impaled, with you of course surviving. You carry on, meet the other D-tier villain Vertigo, whose powers are purely psychic, not as in telepathic, just brainwave-like powers.
Vertigo.
I'm gonna get dizzy.
You pull a few levers while she does nothing besides put a screen filter on your screen. Raise the ridge to her, she runs from you, chase after her, and kill a few goons along the way, and when you finally reach her, she manages to get the upper hand on you. You fall down a sewer pipe which transitions into a sliding section which conveniently leads to where the enemies are at. Just as you're about to get your contract, the leader of the D-tier villains kills Chance, and that means your paycheck went down the drain, no pun intended. You confront the big guy and make quick work of the henchman. Hell, you kill off Vertigo super fast. One bullet and that bitch is dead. The big man that goes by Mr. Sinister one-shots you with actual telepathic powers and runs off with the other henchmen that you did not kill. You hear them saying that they're going to Genosha, a fictional country appearing in American comic books published by Marvel Comics, which when looking it up, it seems to be exclusive to the X-Men comics. Which, speaking of X-Men, when Deadpool finally regens, you see a few of them, Psylocke and Domino, two X-Men I don't think I ever heard of. For all I know, they were present in the old X-Men movies, but I wouldn't know, it's been so long, man. While Deadpool is daydreaming about the time him and Domino dated, Wolverine and Rogue appear and slap some sense into him, and tell you that they are heading to Genosha, since they heard that's where Sinister was heading. Deadpool hears this and gets all excited when he finally gets to fly the Blackbird. Wolverine protests, but Deadpool gets his way and crashes the Blackbird in Genosha, which leads us to the second act. You come to your senses after crashing the Blackbird, see that all X-Men are alive but knocked out cold. You spend a hot minute bitch slapping Wolverine, because it's actually amusing, and then you go on to explore Genosha in hopes to find Mr. Sinister, and obviously put a stop to him. You go through abandoned buildings, notice the giant robots called Sentinels, the robots that destroyed Genosha during their conflict with the mutants, and shoot and slash goons in the way. Do some platforming, and out of nowhere Cable falls from the skies.
Superhero landing! Yeah, that's really hard on your knees.
That's actually true.
And if you're wondering who Cable is, the game has a cute synopsis that just saves me the hassle. Cable tries to explain that he comes from the future where Mr. Sinister has actually triumphed over the X-Men and managed to conquer the world. But Deadpool has too much ADHD and prefers killing himself to save himself from the boredom. After Deadpool regenerates, Cable left a note on him, telling him to meet him in another part of the city, and if he does not, he will miss out on the big-breasted lady fan that wished to meet up with Deadpool.
Large-breasted naked fan lady, we're on our way!
You get ambushed by a couple of enemies as you make your way through the wreckage and more abandoned buildings and factories. Find the other enemy variant, the flying type, which are a bitch and a half to kill. You tinker with the Sentinel's arm to open up a path, something that later on you will be fiddling around with more as you progress through the levels in Genosha.
Lo behold!
#1 fangirl is hot!
Cable tries to get you to cross to the other side of the city, but Deadpool ignores him the moment Cable says that Sinister is in the security tower in the middle of the square. What follows is a wave-like combat section, with Deadpool killing a lot of enemies that the game throws at him. After that, you start destroying the security tower from the bottom as you make your way up to Sinister on the top of the security tower. You find Sinister at the top, all strapped in his seat, and he seems to be stuck there. So Deadpool tortures him in a very funky way. I'll let you guys be the judge of my DJ skills.
Wait! What does this one do? Oh, dang time! Hey, Summers! Was that the big problem you needed help with? Because I just took care of it. Like a boss!
Huzzah. Wade, that wasn't...
Seriously, roll credits. We're done here.
That wasn't Sinister! That was a clone!
Damn, Summers, what'd you have for breakfast? Smells like tacos.
On that note, we are back to square one in killing Sinister. After some weird cutscene, Cable tells us that he still wants us to get to the other side of the island. So we find a Sentinel foot that so happens to have propulsors under it, but it needs fixing. So Deadpool gets tasked with getting the pieces so that Cable can fix it. Cable sends us on our way to get the pieces, and you know the drill by now. Kill enemies, get the points to level up Deadpool, mess with Sentinel arms to turn them into platforms to reach the other platforms, and in some cases, use the Sentinel arms as a firearm to kill enemies, and pave way for Deadpool to progress. Anyway, Deadpool gets the pieces to Cable, he fixes it, and Deadpool hijacks it.
Yo, dog, I heard you like boots. So I put my boots in this boot so I can stomp you while I stomp you.
You fly all over the place shooting baddies, and I gotta say, this part, it was awesome. It was short and sweet, and it didn't wear out its welcome. It's a fun power trip section. You eventually get the hang of it, and Deadpool makes his way to the other side of the city. But as the high budget cutscene shows, you end up crashing into Rogue Me there. Both of you fall through this prison/facility, and you having one last hurrah on the Sentinel's metal shoe thing.
That's not good.
I gotta get my head on straight. Nice ass.
Wait, that's our ass. We'll need to find our arm to twist the head back on.
You try to get your bearings, your dog is there and he steals your arm, and you gotta make your way through him with inverted controls. Get your arm and proceed through the level. You kill some of Sinister's goons and do some platforming.
You dicks hang out here often? Get it with the dicks? Dude, seriously? Pee-pee song. I'm gonna sing the pee-pee song. Nice dick. Haven't trained the old lizard since level 1. Dude, don't talk while I pee, alright? That water is cold and deep. Yeah, I don't measure by length. I go by weight. Hey, blood in your pee's normal, right? It burns so good. Ah!
think I just passed a stone.
Oh, damn it, not the shoes.
Hey, buddy, want to give me a hand with this? It's kind of heavy.
Oh, not cool, man. Really?
Okay, I get it. Never break the guy code again.
Holy crap!
Damn it, I can't think of any good dick jokes. What a wasted opportunity.
The funny part about this is that you could leave it on, and who knows how long Deadpool and the other dudes would be there pissing with awkward conversations. Deadpool has an hallucination where he is inside of a private party, tries to save Rogue, but to no avail. As the illusion breaks, he is back to the onslaught. You chase after Rogue, and the game has this cute fourth wall breaking idea.
Wrecked him? Darn near killed him.
Wrecked him? Darn near killed him.
Talk about breaking the suspension of disbelief.
You chase after Rogue, and the game has this cute fourth wall breaking idea where having speech bubbles by the voices in Deadpool's head serve as a way to cross the giant gap.
Ooh, how exciting. This is great.
Here goes it!
Enough already! No wonder I stopped playing JRPGs.
And with that little upgrade, you can now reach higher places with your teleport ability, which will come into play during certain battle sections, and for when you reach the middle of the base, where Deadpool gets the idea to just blow it to Kingdom Come. You arm the bombs one by one, which are conveniently placed in the right areas, and shortly thereafter you find Sinister there for the taking.
One quick thrust.
Surprise! Ha! Got the little bitch this time, didn't we? Pose for the camera, Mr. Silly. I am so posting this on Twitter.
Idiot. You killed another clone.
Shot it, Summers. Are you texting from the future?
Yes. Don't believe me? Check the label on his back.
It says made in China. Machine wash, cold only.
The other label.
Ah! This is another goddamn clone.
You also completely forgot to rescue Rogue. By the way, she's about to be tortured and killed by Blockbuster in some kind of arena.
Shit! Deadpool just checked into Arena.
You find Blockbuster, which was holding Rogue captive, have a very lackluster boss fight with him, blow up the bombs you rigged and save a weakened Rogue. And since her abilities allow her to suck the vital force of whoever she touches, she milks Deadpool dry, gets some of his abilities, and then you play as her. In quotes. For a little bit because Deadpool is knocked out. Deadpool comes to, tries to throw a bomb to help Rogue, but his dog comes in, catches it, and goes to Deadpool, blowing them up. Oh, thanks, game. Saves me the trouble of adding a legacy text box on Sony Vegas. We see Deadpool falling down a crumbling hole to a secret catacomb, and he's fucked beyond belief. Like, literally we see him hanging by his intestines, and we catch one of the goons doing some underground research. We see them gathering shit, and we see that they got our lower body parts. Deadpool takes possession of a goon by falling on top of him, and it feels gross and painful. Shoot people, get blown in the cart where your legs are, and you meet Death, which happens to be another love interest of Deadpool. And that's actually great. She asks a favor of Deadpool. Sinister is killing mutants in the living world, and their souls get trapped here in the catacombs. And she asks Deadpool to free them, so that she can claim them. You agree to it, she reattaches you together, and you resume the slaughter. Eventually reach an arena where you find 3 small statues. They both need to be charged with the souls of their respective mutants. The green one, you charge by going down a pipe that leads to a 2D side-scrolling section, which is actually a cool change of pace. You reach the end of it, find the soul of the green statue, bring it back to the altar, fight some of Sinister's goons, move on to charge the other statues. The orange one is quite literally a roller coaster ride that turns into a turret section. shoot, gain points, get a trapped spirit, and move on to the purple one, which has you making way to a temple inside of the catacomb. Death takes you there by boat, she sings Crazy by Patsy Cline, and I would have liked to show you guys, but YouTube's a bitch with copyright, so I want to avoid it as much as possible.
Wait, what the hell?
You reach the temple, do some light puzzle solving, get the spirit, and open the gate. Death takes you to a dreamlike sequence and thanks you for aiding her. But tells you this is where you both part ways, because you can't be together. You're alive. Deadpool's alive. And she can't have you since you can't die. Canonically anyway. She takes you back to the surface in Genosha, and this is where the last act begins. You know the drill by this point. Hack and slash your way through the levels. There's not much here to point out other than there's a lot of enemies to fight and kill and points to acquire to level up your Deadpool. I can clearly see that by this point the game was slowly starting to get creatively bankrupt, but it was trying to find ways to extend its length. I think the only thing that I remember from this specific section of the game was a Call of Duty slow motion section that Deadpool parodied, and the cutscene that has Deadpool use a bike that shoots him towards Sinister's lair, on which you just kill more enemies and hop on platforms as you make your way to Sinister's location. You would figure you'd have an awesome boss fight against Sinister, but no. Instead, you just do literally what you have been doing for the past 2 hours or so. Hordes and hordes and hordes and hordes and hordes of enemies. I can't stress enough how annoying this was. Like I said, it's around the part where you reach Genosha after the catacombs that the game shows that it's creatively bankrupt and trying to extend its length. And this further proves my point. I wouldn't mind this type of structure of us shooting hordes of bad guys prior to the boss fight, if that wasn't what I've been doing for the past 2 hours at this point. I was burned out on slaying goons and the game just decided to throw all types of enemies at you just to extend this for a couple of minutes. Does it pay off at the end? Well, the points I got from it were a lot, so I leveled up Deadpool some more. I don't think it would have made much of a difference though, since I was already pretty strong with most weapons already maxed out anyways. But do we finally fight Sinister? No. We fight the clones of the D-tier villains we had already killed before throughout our playthrough. Vertigo goes on in one shot, just like in the cutscene. Fighting Blockbuster is literally the same as the original boss fight, only now you have the other chick pestering you. It's not hard, especially since you're already mostly leveled up. It's just tedious, because even though I made quick work of them, it just felt like they were bullet sponges. Maybe it's due to the fact that I was already burned out on the whole thing. And then finally, you fight Sinister, and it's quite literally the same shit as fighting stronger goons. I am not joking, I'll even show the whole fight sped up just so you guys can see how lackluster it was. I mean, you are fighting Sinister's clones, but come on, couldn't you have guys do an actual fucking boss fight? The previous boss fights prior to the last act were nothing memorable, they were just serviceable at best, don't get me wrong, but at least they tried. Here's just pathetic. After you fight the clones, the real Sinister comes out, and the X-Men show up and he makes quick work of them. Meanwhile, Deadpool monologue about how great the whole journey was and how great it was having us with him.
Well, here we are, the moment of truth. Can you believe it? You know, I wasn't sure how you'd do, but gotta say, you crushed it. Well, we crushed it. We make an amazing team.
Nearly brings us to tears.
We should do this more often. We thought it'd be better for the game if we did it this way. You know, giving you the glory after we did all the work. The
fuck it was. I was craving an actual boss fight, you lazy bastards. You press the button, Sentinel Boots comes falling from the sky, you punch Sinister in the balls, and he gets crushed by it.
Wait, that was the real Sinister, right? Seriously, roll credits. We're done here.
And that was the end of the video game. After all was said and done, what were my final thoughts on it? I thought it was a fun game. Its humor hit a lot of marks, and I don't think there was any joke here that I was rolling my eyes or found distasteful. Maybe the constant fourth wall joke started to grow stale after a bit, but that's about it. The game from beginning and middle seemed well structured with a mix of platforming, combat, and humor section to help keep the experience less monotonous. The combat gets repetitive very fast. Like I had said before, it's a very simple, serviceable system, and what kept it from becoming tedious or draining was the fact that the game knew how to structure itself from beginning to middle. Towards the last act, the game forgot what that was and made the comedic sections less abundant, focused more on combat and less platforming, which made the whole last act a chore to go through. It's like they ran out of ideas towards the end and wanted to just wrap it up, so it all just felt so anticlimactic. Even the last cutscene gave off that impression. It was a short game. I think it took me around 6 to 7 hours to beat it, which was fine. I mean, I rather it being short and sweet, even though the last act was a very bitter section. The game retailed for around $49.99 back in 2013 and 2015 when it got re-released for the newer consoles, and for some reason while I was looking this up I discovered that the PC version was $10 cheaper for some reason, and I could not find the reason for the lower price. I'm bringing this up because if I had purchased this with my own money for the asked price on console, I don't know man, I personally would have gotten a bit of buyer's remorse. Game's short and all you have left to do is just replay with another difficulty. And I don't think a game that only offers a mostly solid story mode that can be finished in 6 to 7 hours, probably even less if you know what you're doing, is worth $50. Pounds, whatever. You think that's a right amount? Hey man, that's your prerogative. But I think we can all unanimously agree that it's not worth the prices on eBay for it. I like Deadpool, and I like this game, but fuck these people trying to snatch hundreds of dollars for a used copy of a 2013 game, which was what made me revisit this in the first place. The game is nothing special, or an obscure or a hidden gem to me. It was a very fun game associated with a well-known property, with love and care put into it. I can see it in the game that High Moon had a blast making this, but do you genuinely think it's worth this amount? And all because of the Deadpool and Friend movie that came out? You're either swimming in money, or you need actual help. Don't cave in into giving too much money to these morons. Either find an actual good deal for it if you desperately wish to own it physically, or go the correct way and pirate it. No one's gonna come after you, and you ain't hurting no dev or company. By succumbing to these practices, you're just giving money to some retard behind the screen. So, yeah, there. You happy?
Yeah, I guess. I thought you would be praising my game, though. Oh well, don't worry about me. I'm a big boy. I can take the criticism. Thanks for checking my game.
Well, that's done. What am I gonna do now?
Hey, wait, one thing. Even though I can take criticism, I can't digest what you said about my fourth wall remarks. To let that slide would be you disrespecting everyone that likes my fourth wall remarks, and you need to find a way to wrap up the video in a comedic fashion.
Wait, what?
Bazinga.
Thank you guys for watching my video. I really appreciate you guys giving it a watch. Please make sure to check my friend Victor Turner. Without him voicing Deadpool, this skits would not be possible. I'm really thankful for him and his contribution. Please make sure to check his Casting Call Club profile if you wish to contact him for business pitches or whatever. Really, he's willing to do whatever, even suck some dick maybe. Wink, wink. I'm giving you some extra clientele, Victor. Please thank me, thank me. No, in all seriousness, please check his profile. He's really talented. Without him, it would not be possible to do these skits. Or please check out his YouTube channel that will also be credited in the description and will be present on screen. And as for the end of the video, and as a final note, there will be no videos throughout September because I'm saving a bunch of other videos for October. Halloween's coming, and I plan on making a bunch of videos regarding creepy, spooky stuff. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.